Has anyone else seen this Doctor Who trailer online?
I've never been so scared in my life.
I can't actually find a source other than a bunch of people on Twitter reposting it.
Our entire reality is in danger.
I have no idea if it's leaked.
Do you think you could stop it?
Or if it's been officially released somewhere by Disney Plus or the BBC.
What are you?
Perhaps it was aired on the BBC this afternoon, or maybe shown as an advert on YouTube or something. Or, as I say, Disney could have leaked it. I mean, 3 weeks ago, they leaked a big trailer. I say Disney, it was German. The German Disney Plus account accidentally put out a Doctor Who trailer in German, which I did a breakdown video of. But I mean, there's 101 Doctor Who Season 2 trailers out at the moment, so why is this one worth making a video on? Because it's showing almost entirely new footage and new audio clips. In fact, we'll just react to it in a second. I have watched it through once, but I'll give it a proper reaction, and then we're going to break it down shot by shot, because I think this kind of confirms at least one returning villain for the upcoming season, which is pretty exciting, and it's probably not the villain you're expecting. And I can't lie, it may cause controversy that there's even going to be a sequel to this beloved story, but we'll get to that later. Also, I'm just going to quickly address it because loads of you have been sending me comments about it, but there's these big, apparent, supposed Doctor Who leaks which have made their way onto Gallifrey Base, onto Twitter, onto Reddit, and yes, I have seen them, and it's weird because I'd been sent a bunch of similar stuff a week before Doctor Who magazine came out, and then Doctor Who magazine confirmed some of these leaks. But in case they are actual leaks, I'm not going to directly address them in this video because if they are actual spoilers, we don't want that. More to the point, I don't think they're real. I think there's a couple of options with these big leaks. A, someone got hold of or worked on Doctor Who magazine, so got a couple of facts about episode 1 and 2 correct to lure people into believing the full thing, because the full extent of these leaks is kind of insane. I'm not putting it past Russell, but it seems a bit outlandish. Like, I genuinely kind of struggle to believe that everything said in these leaks is true. Or B, which I think is quite likely. Last year, obviously the big reveal of Season 1 was Sutekh. And it wasn't leaked as such, but like the fandom started piecing it together very early on, to the point where before the season was even out, I and many others were theorising, okay, the big bad is going to be Sutekh, because Disney Plus put out a trailer with like sand or dust or whatever, and there were just loads of people talking about Sutekh coming back. Now, Russell said at the time that they deliberately put out fake information, fake leaks, fake stories to fool the fandom. And I can't lie, I think after last year having Sutekh kind of spoilt for people, I reckon that Russell, well, probably not Russell himself, but the BBC or Disney or some of the production team are putting out deliberately false leaks to completely throw people off. And I kind of commend that, like, go for it. But yeah, I thought I'd just address the leaks before jumping into this trailer. I'm not going to directly discuss them in case they are real. There's no point in just spoiling the entire story. But I'm placing my bets. I'm 70% certain the contents of those leaks is just waffle. But anyway, let's dive into reacting to this trailer. If you want to skip my reaction, as ever, just jump forward and you'll get to the full trailer breakdown. I've been here before. So I think this footage is episode 5. That was a shot from episode 1. See, that alien guy. Ooh. Ooh, there are mannequins in the back of that shot, just saying. Not saying they're Autons yet. Nothing can stop the end of everything. Kate looking terrified. What is that? I mean, it's a very quick trailer. It's like 32 seconds long, but there is so much to unpack there. And just initially jumping through it, like, there's the possibility of at least, like, there's about 3 potential returning villains that you could argue. You could make a case for them being returning villains within this trailer alone. But we're going to go shot by shot. We're going to break it down. Join me as we do so. And if you haven't already, please do feel free to hit the subscribe button, like, comment and share. This channel is going to be constant Doctor Who coverage over the next 10 weeks as Doctor Who goes out, Doctor Who airs. We also do a little fan film series. Any support to that would be really appreciated. You can also check me out on Patreon. But enough of the advertisement, let's just break this down shot by shot. Shot 1 is the 15th Doctor, and I think this is episode 5. This is the one with Anansi, the spider god, which we don't have confirmed, but it's basically confirmed. To catch up those of you who don't know, there is, like, I don't know whether you'd call it urban legend or myth about Anansi, this spider trickster god, who's kind of a god of stories as well. They're often depicted as a big spider or like anthropomorphic spider. In the trailer we've seen a giant spider. It's later on in this exact trailer, but we've seen loads of shots of it. Yeah, I reckon Anansi, the spider god. I've probably said it wrong. I always pronounce it differently and then get told off, but I think I pronounced it right the first time. Anyway, point is, this episode has a bunch of missing people. The Doctor's here. I reckon this is probably towards the middle, that him and Belinda have gone on this search for people, missing people. There they are, going into this. I don't think it's the Toymaker, but this does very much remind me of, you know, when the 14th Doctor and Donna are going through all those doors in the Giggle, in the Toymaker's realm. I think somewhere there's talk about this episode having like a maze, or them being like trapped and running around a load of corridors, which are the standard Doctor Who, but this is probably the beginning of one of those sort of sequences. The Doctor and Belinda are investigating these missing people. Maybe here they've hopped back in time to try and find the exact source of what happened, because if you're investigating missing people, you're going to go back to when they disappeared. Maybe this is the night the disappearances began. But what's really worth noting, if you listen to the audio, I've been here before, and I met something. I've never been so scared in my life. Okay, that is some clever editing. I'm hedging my bets now, right? That audio clip is from episode 3. It is not from episode 5. Notice we didn't see the Doctor's mouth move in any of those clips. It has been spliced from what I presume to be episode 3. They've kept episode 3 incredibly under wraps. We've had word from Russell that you don't want to go into it with spoilers. You don't want to know what's happening. And I have prior times theorised that it's going to be some form of returning villain. And I'm going to tell you who today. Because this is also, I don't think it's directly mentioned in the leaks I talked about earlier, but the word's been running around the internet, and I think it is just speculation at this point. I was initially theorising Weeping Angels, but I reckon by what the Doctor's just said there, he's been here before. He's never been so scared in his life. This episode 3 we know takes place on a mining planet, like mining diamonds or whatever. Midnight, and the Midnight Entity. Episode 3 of this season, I'm putting my cards on the table now. Episode 3 of this season is going to be a sequel to Midnight. We're going to revisit the Midnight Entity, that thing that kept repeating from the episode Midnight, because just even this shot here, I think it's from episode 1, so it's probably out of context. Yeah, I think that's episode 1. But the fear in the Doctor's voice alone, I reckon, yeah, they're going to be doing something cool with it. We've got Rose Ayling-Ellis, the deaf actress, in that episode as well, and in Doctor Who magazine they mention how she gives an absolutely stunning performance, and it's kind of a horror, creepy, psychological thriller kind of episode. I'm telling you now, I think it's a Midnight Entity sequel, and I really hope they don't ruin it. I don't want them to unravel the mystery of it too much. I just want more terror, because Midnight will forever be one of the best episodes of Doctor Who because of simply how unknown, how creepy, how bizarre this alien thing. Like it doesn't even have a name. Like, do you know what I mean? And it needs to stay that way. So I'm all on board for a sequel, but don't ruin the mythology or lack thereof of the Midnight Entity. But yeah, I reckon the Doctor and Belinda are going to encounter that on this planet of diamonds that they're going mining in. Anyway, look at the shots. So episode 5 here. What is going on? Okay, I have no idea what's this is here. Maybe it's inside the spider's back, like on the back of the spider there's a big barber shop. Maybe it's something like that. Maybe the building on the spider's back changes. Maybe this is a portal to the spider. Or maybe this piece of footage correlates with the alien thing we see in a minute. It's looking cool though. I don't have particular theories on this, but yeah, some sort of alien realm or alien is going to emerge from this pod. Then episode 1, the Doctor crying, which, oh come on guys, look, I'm all on board, the Doctor should cry, the Doctor 100% should cry, show men crying on TV, that's good role models for kids. Not every episode. I mean, I've got a video, I was about to say spoilers, I've been working on it for ages, video ranking all of the Doctors definitively, where I'd place them, and I've got a whole section, like a whole 2-minute rant, talking about the fact that the 15th Doctor has cried about 24 times, and he's only had about 10 episodes. Like, he cries sometimes 2 or 3 times per episode, and I just think Ncuti does it brilliantly. Like, it's a fantastic performance, but I don't know if it's a great performance choice, because crying is an extreme of emotion. If you do it in every episode, or 3 times an episode, it ceases to have the impact that it should. So I just hope that in this season, he's not crying every single episode, because I really think it undermines the stakes. How impactful would it be if the first time he thinks Ruby dies, or when he sees the universe crumble in Empire of Death, that's the first time we see tears leave his eyes? It would hit so much harder. And, I mean, this is episode 1, and he's already crying again. In the last Christmas special, Joy to the World, he cried about 3 times. Like, come on, stop. So, I'm not gonna pass judgment yet. We don't know. Maybe he's got perfectly valid reason for crying here. But probably not. Anyway, there we go, Disney Plus. This, I think that's just from the title sequence, TARDIS whizzing across time and space. That's a cool new shot. I'm guessing episode 1, TARDIS whizzing towards Earth. Here's episode 2. What's the Doctor saying in this? He's in the back rooms of the cinema here with, I think this is when they're about to meet Mr. Ring-a-Ding, the animated cartoon guy that comes to life. Yeah, entire reality's in danger. I think that's episode 2. We know that there's a god. We've seen Harbinger on the cinema. There'll be some form of god. Just like the Devil's Cord, this is going to be like god of animation or god of light, because the episode's called Lux. And yeah, the Doctor's encountering a god. He's going to be like, oh no, the universe could crumble. This shot of Ruby, I'm 99% sure is from episode 4. There's a small possibility it could be the finale, but episode 4 is more of the unit-focused episode, and I think this is probably Ruby standing on the helipad, is that what it's called? The unit helicopter landing area, looking out and hoping that the Doctor arrives, because we know that the Doctor can't get back to Earth for the entire season, so Ruby's probably waiting on Earth, the episode 4 Doctor Light story, she's waiting for the Doctor to arrive. Maybe this is part of a montage or a sequence. Here we go. What on earth is this? Or who on earth is this? Like, my initial thoughts when I see this, like, freeze-framed, it looks like something straight out of Doctor Who Flux. It also kind of looks a bit Time Lordy. Like, if you look in the background, all the lights and the designs, it looks straight out of Division, which I don't think it is. I'm just saying, as a point of comparison, that's what it looks like. I don't think Chibnall would be directly revisiting Division or The Timeless Child like this directly. But if it is something, I don't know. There's something to me which screams Gallifrey. Gallifreyan. And I mean, I don't know. If we're talking about gods and all of this jazz, people have suggested it on Twitter. I don't think it's the case, but could it be a redesigned Omega? Or Omega? I always get told off for pronouncing it the American way. But it would make sense. If you have Sutekh last season, you have Omega this season. And, I mean, the redesign would make sense, because he's still kind of got the gold-plated mask on. Like, if this is him breaking out of the antimatter universe or antimatter existence, I tell you what it would be like. It would be like Russell copying our Doctor Who fan film. The first episode has Omega in, and he looks similar to this. He literally has like half of his face in metal with one like robotic light up eye, which is kind of mad, because maybe it's the same, but more realistically, right? That's the wild theory out the way, the wild speculation, which I know I'd get in the comments anyway. I reckon this is probably, we've heard in Doctor Who magazine about an AI controller from episode 1, The Robot Revolution. If we're in keeping with the theme of robots, this is probably the main villain of episode 1. Whoever the AI robot guy is, I reckon this is him. He's probably the one controlling the red robots, something along those lines. He looks very cool, very sinister, and something about him screams he's going to have 5 minutes of really cool screen time, then be defeated. Mark my words. But yeah, no, that's cool. Then we have these little flashes of the Doctor in, I think, his haircut there seems similar to episode 1. It's an educated guess. It might be a later episode, maybe episode 5. But yeah, the Doctor is seeing whatever this creature is. Then it's flashing to this guy's face. Is that the actor from episode 3, perhaps? I can't really tell. He kind of looks like Owen Harper from Torchwood, but it won't be. The other possibility with this robot guy is that this is the thing inside that pod in episode 5 that the Doctor and Belinda, earlier in the trailer, I'll skip back to it. This bit. Maybe you can't really see inside it. I suppose the blue lighting's different to the lighting of this character, but maybe he's inside the pod. Maybe it's something like that. There is something distinctly Chibnall era about him. I don't know what. Even then, he's kind of reminding me a bit of Tim Shaw or Zimjar of the Stenza. He's a cool villain, though. I'm excited to see what's going on there. Let me know your thoughts and speculation on who this guy is. Then we have Belinda, I think, from the finale. I think this is from Wishworld. What's she saying to the Doctor? Do you think you could stop it? Yeah, I reckon that's finale territory. This is the big Doctor and Belinda kind of go their separate ways to defeat the big bad, save reality. This shot is so cool. That's Conrad. Conrad we know to be Ruby's love interest for this season. Them two are seen on a date in multiple times and places. This alien, whatever it is, I've said it every time, but it really, really reminds me of Ghostbusters. I think they're called the Terror Dogs. The humans that transform into those giant dogs. The Zool, all of that jazz. Very much reminds me of that. Now, it's interesting to take note of Conrad's hat here. Think tank. What's that all about? Is that I think that's just rung a bell to like an ancient school trip. Is that a museum in London or something? Or is it a slogan, maybe... I'm probably conflating two separate things. Let's go with it within the logic of this universe. Maybe it's some form of, anti-unit group. It's a bit of a jump there, but we know episode 4 is Dr. Light following Unit and Kate. There's been rumours and speculation about maybe people trying to defund Unit. We saw on one of the announcement posters a little thing that was like, a unit using our money well, whatever. There's probably a bit of social commentary in there. Maybe think tank, like a anti-unit group or something. Maybe Conrad goes into Unit after getting with Ruby. He's allowed in for some reason. They seem to have quite lax security because they've got kids working there. But they let Conrad in. He doesn't believe in aliens. He's a bit of a conspiracy theorist and he lets these aliens out, perhaps. Maybe that's what we're seeing here. I don't know. Then I think this, once again, judging by Belinda's outfit and just the vibe of it, is some form of episode of the finale. She's jumping through a weird, force field of sorts. It looks a bit organic to be a force field, but whatever it is, I think it's on a ship or building of the finale. Maybe it is correlated to this ship. It could be the same ship there. I don't know what episode that's from, so maybe this is Wishworld or one of the parts of the 2-part finale. Then here we have the Doctor, I think from episode 5, judging by the costume. Something weird's happening to him. Something getting possessed. Now this bit's really cool. Right, Conrad, we saw a minute ago in Unit being attacked by the Terror Dog. That's what we're going to nickname it for now. Those are definitely mannequins in the back. They're not moving at all. And it looks really creepy. Something runs past him as well. That could be the dog creature. This could be just before he gets attacked by the Terror Dog. Or, if we're talking about returning villains, could these be Autons? Would you put them in the trailer? I don't know. They put the sand thing in the trailer for Sutek last time and that kind of spoilt it, so I wouldn't be surprised if maybe rather than an Auton episode, we get an Auton cameo, because I reckon this is Conrad in the basement of Unit, where there's all chained up creatures. We've seen the shots, and there's some more shots later on of like Kate walking down what resembles, you know, in Torchwood they have that underground basement thing with weevils and various aliens. I think they even lock Jack's brother Gray in these cells. Maybe it's a unit equivalent of that. Maybe they've got a couple of Autons down there or something like that. If not, I have no idea where this is, and I don't know why Unit or whoever would just keep mannequins around. I reckon, fun little Auton reference, deactivated Autons maybe, just some little bit of fun fan service there in the basement of Unit. That might be an Auton walking past him quickly. I mean, it would be nice for the 20th anniversary of New Who to harken back to the Autons. It was literally only the other day that New Who turned 20, so doing a kind of Auton cameo, Auton episode, that'd be, do you know what I mean? It'd be nice fan service without being too fan service-y. Then this trailer seems to be focusing a lot on episode 5, but we have this character saying, like, we don't know who this character is, probably a barber in this barber shop, but he's saying if he can't fix it, if he can't save it, no one can. Then we cut back to episode 4, Alexander Dervian, Gemma Redgrave, Ruth Madeley, all there. I don't know why I gave the actors' names rather than the characters' names. Colonel Ibrahim, Kate Stewart, Shirley Ann Bingham, and a bunch of unit troops. They've probably been sent to investigate it. There's rumours about whatever they've been sent to investigate here being a hoax. So people are trying to discredit UNIT and make them look stupid, so they call them out to this hoax and it's fake aliens. But then we've got, I think this is episode 1. I'm wondering if this sort of shot there, because he seems to be looking down at like a planet in shock. Maybe this is the end of episode 1 or start of episode 2. He's trying to just drop Belinda back home, but he puts in the coordinates to Earth and he can't get there. It's kind of giving Stolen Earth Journey's End. They arrive, the Earth's gone. Maybe the Earth's been taken again, or maybe they just simply can't land. He keeps just landing in random places in space, and that's what brings this season to all of these locations. Then here, once again, we go back to episode 5. I think this is inside the barber shop, all these people being flung maybe out an airlock or something. I think from other trailers, we've seen that barbershop thing is on the spider's back. Nothing can stop. Oh, what is this shot? I haven't actually had a proper chance to look at this. That, I think, is the Eurovision Song Contest episode. The ship blowing up, maybe. It looks kind of like an opera house. Yeah, if you look at the fancy lights in the background as well, I reckon someone... Yeah, there's going to be some sort of plot against the 806th Interstellar Song Contest. Whatever's happening, things are going mad. Then here we have, I mean, it's a big spoiler, but Anisi, see the spider god being blown up, probably at the end of episode 5. I think the barbershop is on his back there as well, so when all those people are being sucked out, maybe this is seconds before the whole thing blows up and the episode reaches its climax, or maybe the real villain is that weird mechanical guy we saw earlier. Just, I don't know, that's speculation. So Spider blows up, the end of everything. There is a big focus this season. It's kind of reminding me a little bit of Flux, on like the universe being destroyed, Earth being forever changed or lost. Interesting stuff. Then there's, I think that's episode 5 again, maybe a different one. Here's episode 4, that weird, one of the weird terror dog creatures in the unit archives. It kind of looks like a gremlin from here, but yeah, there's Kate looking unusually terrified. I feel like we rarely see Kate look, like she looks quite scared. That feels like a rarity for Doctor Who. Like, Kate's usually not stoic. Stoic's the wrong word, but quite... No, I suppose she is a bit stoic. She's very calm and collected with all of the alien happenings, but she genuinely looks quite scared there. Then I think, was that episode 1? Yeah, that's episode 1, I think. Or, no, the Interstellar Song Contest. Yeah, right, so Interstellar Song Contest, I reckon people are getting air jettisoned, and that's what we see here. Yeah, whoa, that's Belinda being flung into the ceiling, as I think the Doctor gets launched out of the ship. Yeah, I'm really intrigued as to what's actually happening in the Interstellar Song Contest episode. I think it's probably going to be quite an individual episode. But yeah, I'm intrigued to see what the villain's plot is. I think that's probably episode 4, the claw coming over the wall. I think we saw filming pictures of this. Ruby and Conrad are having their date in a restaurant while these aliens sort of surround the restaurant. I think that's just a creepy shot of one of their claws. This, I have genuinely no idea. It looks like well, I say I have no idea. I have a theory. I reckon this could be the life being drained, like the life force being sucked out of someone by Anansi, the spider god. Like if they've tricked them into their web that's potentially the location this corpse is in. They're taking the life force and it leaves them like a nothing skeleton person. Something along those lines. There's episode 1, The Robot Revolution. Obviously the Doctor, judging by the costume, has to sort of go undercover to get Belinda back. We know now, it's basically confirmed that the robots come looking for Belinda because they think she's their queen, because the planet's named after Belinda Chandra. It's called Belinda Chandra 1. I won't go into too many spoilers here, but it is all publicly available in Doctor Who magazine. I kind of regret reading it. I don't get why you'd put that many spoilers in these articles, but hey ho, if that's your thing, it's out there to read. But that does, I think, that's the end of the trailer. Streaming April 12th. I have no idea where the trailer came from. No idea if it's a leak or not. I guess we'll find out. Thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy, please do remember to like, comment, subscribe. You know the drill. You can check me out on Patreon. All of that jazz really helps out the channel. Thank you and goodbye.
Don't forget to click below and subscribe to the official Confused Adipose YouTube channel.
I will destroy you! She's not seen a single episode.
No, I've watched your episodes.
Keep these sonic screwdrivers.
What else am I saying about the film? Don't watch this one.